My name is Crystal Jones. I work at NASA's Kennedy Space Center, and this is my story. As the Center Risk Manager here at KSC, I'm responsible for ensuring that center risks, institutional risks, are identified, assessed, mitigated or controlled, and communicated and tracked. Institutional risks are risks that could affect KSC's assets, the personnel, the facilities, the infrastructure, or could impact programs and projects here at KSC. The value of this position is it helps ensure safety across the center, and it ensures that KSC is able to support NASA's mission of space exploration by enabling commercial and government access to space. I had a very difficult childhood. Both of my parents were drug addicts, and as their addiction progressed, things in our family life started to spiral out of control. I remember probably when I was about 10 years old, our family was homeless, and we had to sleep in an abandoned bus. It was probably the coldest night of my life, and I was tired and hungry and couldn't sleep, and luckily when morning came, we were admitted to a homeless shelter, and we stayed at the homeless shelter for about a year. And my parents both were able to get clean from drugs for a while, but fell right back into their old habits. And as their drug addiction got worse, they began to sell drugs in order to support their habit, and became more and more focused on drugs rather than family and kids. I went to 7 different elementary schools, 3 different middle schools, and it was challenging. I knew that that wasn't the lifestyle that I wanted for my life, and that something needed to change. And I would frequently go out in my front yard where there was a large rock and just stare up at the stars and wonder about the universe. And my love for astronomy began to develop. I would look at the constellations, I would check out books at the library about astronomy, and this passion really spurred me to want to change my life. And then just took those small steps that it took to reach my goal of going to college so that I could change my life and blaze a new path for my siblings and show them that that life wasn't carved in stone. We didn't have to stay there. I arrived at Florida Tech with 1 suitcase and not knowing anybody. It was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. I've always been a real shy person, and when I got to Florida Tech, I was just so excited to be there that I kind of blossomed and came out of my shell and wanted to meet people. Also joined a sorority, Alpha Phi, and growing up, you know, I never stayed in one place very long, so it was hard to develop lasting, deep friendships with people, and the sorority helped me learn how to be a friend and to create those relationships with people. I met my husband at Florida Tech, and he had a job in Melbourne, and when I graduated, I wanted to stay near him, and so I looked at Kennedy Space Center. I always dreamed of working for NASA. I was hired on as a contractor in 2006, and I worked in safety and mission assurance, and I was actually a contractor for Johnson Space Center, supporting from KSC. I would review anything that was coming forward for the Space Shuttle program to the Program Requirements and Control Board, and give a safety and mission assurance recommendation to NASA managers at JSC that were sitting on the control board. In 2008, a position, civil service position, opened up at KSC, and I was encouraged by KSC management that I had worked with to go ahead and apply. And I think the hard work and dedication that I had and just the pride that I put into my job led them to notice me and to encourage me to apply. So I did apply for the position and fortunately was hired on as a civil servant. I just love working for NASA. It's a great place to work, and every day I'm just excited to come to work and to be a part of NASA's mission. I also love working at KSC because it's a place where you could see the fruits of your labor culminate in a launch that's just spectacular. The advice I'd give young women from similar circumstances is to always believe in yourself, that your neighborhood, project, barrio, your parents, your siblings, they don't define who you are and your path. You are your own unique person, and you're capable of great things.